Okay, we are live. I will wait a few seconds till more people can join. If you're just watching a recording, you're welcome to leave comments and ask questions about your sewing journey, your learning sewing experience. And today we will talk about the four fundamental blocks of learning to sew, the 4 blocks of sewing fundamentals, let's say like that. And first of all, I will talk about 10 benefits that you will get from learning sewing fundamentals, from learning sewing, from building your sewing knowledge with a very solid base level, and then improving your sewing skills more and more. So if you just joining me now, welcome again. And first of all, I wanna say thank you everyone who is learning such as beautiful skills and techniques of sewing. It doesn't matter you are designing you are designing clothing or bags, different accessories, or in home textile design. It's such a beautiful and creative skill, and I welcome everyone who want to improve their skills and also to want to find their talent, their sewing and designing talent. So I will start already. And the benefit number 1 of learning sewing fundamentals, that you will build a very gradually and solid base of your sewing skills, and then on this base you can build any other sewing skills. So the fundamentals and base is like building a house. You build a house and then you can build different type of house, right? So if you build a solid fundamental, then you can develop it in different direction. You can learn how to make garments, you can learn how to make swimsuits, like underwear, athletic wear, or in home textile, different designs, or making bags or different accessories. So sewing fundamentals are universal for any future sewing skills. So this is one very big benefit. You will feel comfortable to move and develop your sewing techniques in any other direction. Number 2, that you will avoid a future unexpected and also unknown interruption of your sewing projects. With different types of issues, such as like bad thread tension, or broken needles, or bad stitching quality, or even damaging a fabric. You know, when the needle, for example, goes down into the fabric and gets stuck there, and you cannot turn a balance wheel, for example, you can simply damage a fabric. So when you learn sewing fundamentals, when you build your basic knowledge, you can also avoid this type of mistakes, and also interruption in your sewing process, in your sewing project overall. Like you can just make it more smooth, and you know what to expect from sewing machine, how to set your sewing machine, and how to adjust to prevent any type of issues. The number 3, that you will be confident in setting and balancing proper thread tension between both and upper thread and the lower thread. And it will work for both, and for knit fabric and for woven fabrics. So when you, again, when you're comfortable with that, when you're confident with the setting proper balance between thread tension, like for the upper and lower thread, you can move to different fabrics, you can move to different projects, you can set, for example, thicker threads for decorative stitches for the needle thread and thinner thread for the bobbin thread, you will know what to adjust, how to set it. You will have the peace of your mind when you need to do certain sewing steps in your sewing project. So the benefit number 4, very important, you will master your straight stitching. And what I see very often, of course, we all want to learn to sew and we want to make some projects already. But when you start actually learning sewing with already making some projects without mastering your straight stitching skills, you can also cause different type of frustration and not happy with how it works. So when you master your straight stitching skills for any future projects, for any future development of your sewing skills, you will use it. You will have very solid base, and with the learning straight stitching, it will also work for you for working with the knit fabrics, with the woven fabrics, with the woven stretchy or non-stretchy fabrics. So again, where you will go further, like after learning fundamentals, you will have mastered straight stitching, and especially you will use it a lot when you need to stitch top stitching, or when you need to attach patch pockets, for example, or when you need to install zipper. You need to have mastered straight stitching. Then it will be much easier for you to develop any other next sewing skills. So the benefit number 6, you will exactly know which type and size of threads and needles you need to choose for a certain type of fabrics. And also you will master the knowledge and skills of choosing the correct fabric for the certain project. If you didn't upload my chart that I created to help all of us to set the correct thread and the size and type of threads, type and size of needles for the certain fabric, and how to choose also fabrics for different projects, and also how to choose for these fabrics after correct stitch length setting and proper presser foot. All this I combined in one chart, in one table, and you can upload it. I will also put the link in the description to this video. And it is also available in my bio. If you go click, I have a link. It's called a free chart for fabric threads, needles, and presser foot correlation for different projects. You're welcome to upload it and use it. The benefit number 7, that you will be able, of course, to set the correct stitch lengths for different fabrics, also for knit fabrics, for woven fabrics, also for different types of seams. For decorative seams, we usually set a little bit longer thread stitch lengths. So for you, also, it will help you to understand for which type of fabric, for which type of threads, you need to set the correct stitch lengths. And first of all, it will, of course, affect the quality of straight stitching, and also the quality of finished project, finished product, right? So if you set all of these settings correctly, like correct thread tension, correct needle, correct thread, correct stitch length, and you know how to stitch straight, basically for different sewing projects, these skills will be very, very useful. And any other sewing project you will develop, other sewing skills you will develop, you will already use this your base, fundamental skills. And now we are moving to the I actually put it here number 9, the benefit number 9. this 10. But honestly, I always put it number one in my course, in my personal coaching, because learning of a sewing machine, this is number 9. Learning how a sewing machine works. This is very essential knowledge, and you need to understand at least a basic how a stitch is forming, how different mechanisms correlate between each other, so how balance wheel is rotating, that it only goes to the one direction towards you, like counterclockwise, and how different, why we need to actually choose different needles, because when you see the mechanism, how stitch forms, how this loop taker comes and close to needle and pick up, and then you will learn different types of needles, you will more clearly understand how it improves the quality of a stitching. How, for example, certain needles can prevent skipped stitches, how different needles can also go easily through the fabric and make the quality of stitching much more like accurate and more smooth looking. So also I put it number 9, number 10, but I kind of combine these two knowledges together, two benefits together, that you know how to maintain your sewing machine. Sometimes I see, even not sometimes, like majority of students who just bought a sewing machine, start using it, or for example, they already have a sewing machine at home and they just start using it. They, most of the time, never clean it, or never like oil it. And of course, poor sewing machine, they have so much like this lint inside, and there's not like no like any oil there. So for mechanism, it's much harder to work, first of all. For second, if there was a lot of oil, like enough oil and some dust coming into this mechanism, they can form like this like a mass. They can also prevent a proper stitching quality of a sewing machine. So the very basic fundamental knowledge of how sewing machine work, how certain mechanism in a needle, around the needle bar, for example, how you need to clean them and how often you need to clean them and oil them, will help you, first of all, to have a better performance of your sewing machine. For second, it will help you to don't waste time when it's actually your machine is a very critical condition and you need to bring it to the mechanic and fix it. And also you will the lifespan of your sewing machine will be much longer if you maintain it properly. So it's a win-win from from all three sides. Yeah, and better quality and easy sewing project, and your sewing machine will work much longer. So when you go through all these 10 benefits that I just went through, let's go to the 4 fundamentals. The 4 it's like a 4 fundamental blocks when learning to sew. And so according to these benefits, and also to my own learning experience when I was studying in the college, and also through experience that I have teaching and coaching people, helping people to learn to sew for years, I formed this like a 4 blocks of fundamentals, of learning sewing fundamentals. Like I put it like a puzzles, like 4 puzzles that will help you to build your sewing fundament, your sewing base to building your house, yet on this base. And first of all, as I already mentioned, you need to master your sewing machine and learning how it works, and learning how the stitch is forming, what are the different types of needles and why we use different types of needles, different types of threads, the basic knowledge for which type of fabrics, which type of threads, type of needles. Also, you need to know the presser feet, which presser feet are essential for use, like 5-6 presser feet that we most of the time use for different projects, and also special presser feet and decorative presser feet. So you already have this knowledge. So it's mastering your sewing machine contains of like from this all like topics that you will use for any also future projects. So you build this base. Also the quality of a stitching. We're not talking about straight stitching and this like a model and this like a block, but what is the quality of good stitching? Yeah, what is the thread tension? What is the why skipped stitches can occur? Why seam could be looking like it's pulling like a seam along of a stitching line, or why, for example, why one seam, long seams like in a side seams of pants or skirts, for example, you probably saw it when seam starts at the side and goes down and actually rotating a seam, rotating a detail. Like if you're talking about the pants, one leg is kind of rotating by the to the bottom part, like to the hemming line. So everything this is called like mastering a sewing machine, and I put it everything in this block. So when you learn this, you can already move to the next step, and it's mastering straight stitching. So when you already know how to set good thread tension, how to prevent different issues with the stitching, how to choose correct threads, needles, how to choose electric pedal, how to manipulate, how to use your sewing machine correctly, then you move to another, learning, mastering your straight stitching. And here we're talking about knit fabric, woven fabric, mastering straight stitching on stretchy fabrics, straight stitching not only along of the long line, like straight line, but also along of the curved line or bias cut, which is also super difficult. So I would say if you're just learning, the difficulty levels will be straight on the non-woven or non-stretchy woven fabrics, then straight line on maybe like stretchy fabrics, then try to learn how to make it along of the curved line, and then only move to the knit fabrics and learn how to do it on the knit fabrics on longer seams. And after that, only you can move and try to mastering your skills to the next level of stitching straight along of the bias cut. So this is everything in a second block. It's a straight stitching with the different fabrics, with different settings, also helping tools for setting your for mastering straight stitching, correct sewing machine position, correct setting of your sewing space, and also correct location of the fabric of your project, fabric of the project that you're working on, and also correct hands position, like correct professional techniques for straight stitching. Even you are not stitching professionally, but who knows, right? Maybe you learn after you would decide to actually earn from these skills. We don't know. So let's learn professional techniques for stitching straight. It will be at least easier for you to stitch straight, like effortless, with a very good quality, right? So this is the second block. Then we move to the third block. And the third block, it's essential use of knit fabrics, or of knit fabric, essential use of zigzag stitching. And I put this actually block also in fundamentals, and because zigzag stitching opens us a lot of possibility to work with knit fabrics, with the stretchy fabrics, knit fabrics, and we love to work with knit fabrics, right? And if you don't have a serger yet, this is a very big helper and replacement and substitution of a serger or of an overlock machine. So, and you here in this block, you need to master like which kind of zigzag stitching, like 1-step or 3-step zigzag you need to use for different types of fabrics. Or if you're using it 1-step zigzag stitching for knit fabrics, which settings you need to set, like for width of the zigzag and for the width of the for length and for width of the zigzag seam. So everything is here. So when you learn this, you are free to use these skills to develop your other like sewing techniques and learn, for example, how to make like swimsuits, or how to make like dresses, garments with the knit fabrics, how to learn how to use patterns with that. So, but basic, how to actually use it, how to sew it, how to which tools, what is the presser fit, what is the needles, you will all know already. And also in this blog, I actually included the way how you can work on edges on knit fabrics. Other setting of the zigzag stitching, and how to attach elastic, in along of the edges, particularly for the type of the fabric that we use for making swimsuits. So this is the third block. And the fourth block of these 4 blocks, fundamentals, I put maintaining your sewing machine. Weekly, monthly, and yearly maintenance. And here you need to also learn how you maintain your sewing machine while you are just working on your sewing machine, right? How often to replace needles, how to store it properly, how to store it if you how to clean it and oil, what you need to do every week, what you need to do every month, and what's more like general you need to do once a year. And so when you combine all these blocks together, you're good to go for any other sewing directions. You can go learn garments, bags, but your like foundation of this future house that you will build will be very, very solid. So if you just joined, welcome to the video chat. If you have questions, yes, basics are important. Basics and practice. Basic and practice are very important, and basically in all these 4 blocks and the course that I also created according to these 4 blocks, all practice is very it's very close with the knowledge. So if you learn knowledge, you learn new like a theory, yeah, you learn new skills, and then you practice it. Then you master each of the skill, and you build this all four puzzles of this foundation. So I hope it will help you now to understand how important to build, to learn fundamentals of sewing. In the next video, after tomorrow, I will also talk about 10 biggest, very common mistakes, let's say, not biggest mistake, but very common mistakes people make while learning to sew. So I want you also to help to understand, so you will avoid this type of mistakes. And if you did it, you can already see what is the solution, what you need to do instead of what you are doing now. And if you're doing everything correctly, you will just also see that everything is absolutely good, and you just moving in the correct direction. Also, as I mentioned, I will have in the description to this video, I will have a link to this chart that I just mentioned in the beginning, chart for correct fabric, threads, needles correlation. Also, I will include the link to a 30 minutes free consultation. I will explain you in a third video of this 3-part series what is my goal to help you, and why it's so important to have a clear vision where you're moving. But for now, you can you're welcome. If you have any other questions also for your about your solving project, also sign up for the consultation, and we can have this strategic session also with you. And so I am telling you I'm thank you for visiting me now in this video live stream. Looking forward to see you in the next part of this three-part series, where we will talk about 10 biggest mistakes. And also in the description to this video, I will put the text of these 10 benefits and also these 4 blocks. I will also put it down, and we can you can also read it, so it will be easy for you to review these benefits. And actually, if you want to be even more productive, you can go through these 10 benefits and you can understand which parts are missing in your experience and in your skills, what you need to fill in, like which gaps you need to fill in. Then it will be easy for you also to learn it, to feel it, and to move more confident to the next solving level. Okay, so looking forward to see you in my next live stream after tomorrow at the same time. Okay, so wishing you good luck. Stay motivated. If you need any questions, like any suggestion or recommendation, you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. And bye for now, and see you soon.